I am in Jennings State Forest on Dunn's Farm Trail. Going for just a short little hike this morning while the weather's perfect. I'm going to be pretty silent because I've already seen 2 deer. And I'm going to try to get them on camera. Of course they took off, but it's pretty common around here. So we're just going to be quiet and take a little walk here down the trail. See what we see. Ultimately looking for some camping area. So we'll see what happens here. Keys are jingling like crazy. I'm gonna put them in my pocket. Obviously here. Of course, I'm at the first hike out here today. Well, it looks like we found the Dunn's Farm Cemetery. Obviously, this is a small family cemetery. Looks like there's only one headstone. It just has small markers. Now, I was told that there are some markers on the outside of the fence for close non-family members, possibly. Not 100% sure on that. Yeah, there's a couple markers right there. Looks like this is a whole story on it. Forestry keeps it up really nice. I don't know if it looks like it continues, the trail continues this way. Yep. Supposedly there's a camping spot back here. Kind of wanted to see what it took to get to the camping spot. And let's see. It doesn't really say, it just says it's a hiking trail. With some of my little group, we want to maybe do a hike in and camp. And since there's some pretty substantial parking at this trailhead, actually in two different sections of this trailhead, it's kind of why I wanted to check this out. I am running a GPS so that I can track the distance in. See what it takes to get to it, and maybe do an overnight hike in one day. The weather's turning out to be perfect. It's going to get up to about 85 today. It is only about 10 o'clock now. I would say it's in the mid to high 70s, so it's not bad. Going down a noticeable grade. It ain't steep, but it's noticeable. It's a pretty commonly hiked trail. You can see the wears in it, worn in pretty well. Hoping maybe there's water source where the camp is. Well, so much for not being a steep downward grade. I don't know if the camera shows it, but it's going down. It's pretty good grade downhill. I mean, this is steep Florida. Let's see. Borden Branch. Many Seeps Walkway. Let's go that way then. I'd rather see the falls. I'm pretty sure the falls are this way. Horseback riding, okay. That's not me. I am not horseback riding. So they say to get out and use your equipment. I've got a moderate bag with me. 25-ish pounds. More than I could possibly need for today. But in the process of trying to become more physically fit, I figured I'd put in a little more than I need, test my abilities to go far, just what kind of distance I can do with it. And well, this is going downhill pretty good. It's gonna be a workout coming back. Oh, let's see, there's an arrow, so I guess we're gonna be hanging a right. I've seen some water down there earlier. Like I said, this is really hilly for Florida. Man, when I was in South Florida, the only way you climbed a hill is if it was an overpass and you were walking home from your car breaking down. I mean, we ain't climbing a mountain or anything, but it's a noticeable grade. There's the do not enter on horseback sign. Man, that looks like a nice place for a spider web. I'm gonna check it real close before I walk through. Looks like we're clear. This will also be a test of my GoPro spin-off camera. See how long the battery really lasts. Something big out there moving around. Wouldn't mind seeing another close encounter with another deer. It'd be great for the video. Probably would inspire old Mrs. Grease Monkey to come on with me on some of these hikes. She needed to work today, so I'm doing it alone. Tried to get Eagle Eye come along with me, and he had already had some personal stuff he had committed to. He was on board until his wife reminded him that it ain't always play day on Sunday. That's not to say when I get done with this, I don't have to go home and fire up a weed eater and a lawnmower, because that's in my future as well. I'm not planning on being out more than an hour or so, I'm hoping. It's got a nice canopy, so you're not in the direct sun, which makes it somewhat tolerable. You can hear the increase in breathing. Still got a ways to go on physical fitness. And again, loaded down a pack pretty good. So I'm pushing myself. It's not a super expensive hiking pack. And the sternum straps don't quite reach across my chest. I'd like to say it's because I'm muscular, but because I'm fat. But I do know they make a kit to extend it. We just pull the shoulder straps in a little more and push the pack closer to my back to make it a little more comfortable. So I might have to break down and do that if I can't get my behind in a little bit better shape. That might be an option I have to consider. So we'll see what happens with that. It's always a work in progress. I'm sorry if the camera is all shaky. This is my first time doing an event like this. And since the screen on the back of the camera times out, I mean, the top is still flashing, so I know it's still recording. But I don't see how smooth or not it is. Y'all, the temperature may be nice, but hoofing it like this is working up a little bit of a sweat. Summer was miserably hot this year, and I just couldn't wait to get outside. I hate being cooped up in the house. Not that I'm cooped up in the house, but I work in the heat. Not direct sunlight, but definitely in the heat. A big metal building makes a really nice convection oven. And when you're hustling to meet deadlines, it gets warm. And I keep thinking, as active as my job is, I should be in better shape. But I guess going home at night during the summer and planting my rump on the couch isn't exactly building muscle. And I know the excuse of working all day is just that, just an excuse. Everyone has to go to work, and still people get up and do their thing. Imagine if I had a homestead. Coming home and sitting on my butt wouldn't be an option. And granted, that is a goal, maybe not to a full extent. Wouldn't mind having some sort of livestock. I got a buttload of seeds. I should probably try to put some in the ground now and see if I can develop a greener thumb. And I keep making excuses, and we all know excuses are like assholes. Everyone has one and they all stink. So I need to just start kicking myself in the butt and go. Get it done. All this talk about I do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this. I got a bad habit of that shit, but I'm gonna start working on my procrastinations very soon. I see some sunlight up ahead cutting through the canopy. I don't know if that's an opening where there's a walkway over the falls or over the water. I know there's one around here somewhere. I mean, I know I'm on the trail because there's a blue marker. We're going back uphill. Well, we're going downhill. I can see a hill in the distance. Almost looks like a fork in the road. I don't know if that's just a game trail or what. Yeah, it's just a game trail. Man, I wish I'd had the camera when I seen that second big doe. Only about 10 yards away from the front of the truck when I was parking at the trailhead. As she seen me hop out of the truck and stopped. And had all the time in the world. She was just watching, man. I tried to pop a picture with the phone. Wow, this is steep. And as soon as the shutter noise went off, there used to be a bench here for sitting and resting, I guess. I'm not ready for that yet. I'm pushing. As soon as the shutter went off, she ran about another 10 yards into it. You could still see her. She still was turning around and watching, see what I was up to. If it was the season and the right equipment was in the truck, I'd have taken her, had a perfect shot 3 times. Of course, I wouldn't be hunting. I'd probably be doing a video and cleaning a deer. I don't know if that's really, I've seen videos on it. It's definitely not for all ages. I know Mrs. Grease Monkey would want nothing to do with it. So it might fall under the a little bit gruesome for YouTube. But they're out there. There's lots of them out there. So I may not do that. All you got to do is search how to dress a deer. And you'll probably get 30, 40 videos. I know the site, The Bearded Butchers, do many videos on cleaning, dressing, quartering, and so on, right down to cooking a lot of different game and livestock. They do cows quite often. So maybe that's not my forte for this. There's so many people doing that niche out there. I think I'll just stay away with it and stick with a little bit of prepping, walking around in the woods, see how long it takes to pass out. And I do have water with me. I have a little over 4 liters. So, like I said, I'm not planning on being out all day long. So I want to see if I can find this walkover for the falls. And of course I grabbed everything but the damn map when I ran out the door. I can hear water off to my left. Oh yeah, I definitely hear water. And it ain't the water sloshing around in my pack. So hopefully we're getting close. Oh, that's cool. I know it's just a simple toppled tree. Sometimes stuff is pretty cool. Look at the ridge. I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but there's a ridge over there. It goes all the way down. I'm assuming that's where the creek runs. It's a pretty high ridge over there. Again, this reminds me more of North Georgia and Florida. Yeah, I'm going uphill again. Whew! Steep. Alright, back at the top. Oh yeah, the water's getting louder. Definitely some huffing and puffing going on now, huh, fat boy? Yes, sirree. I'm gonna have to invest in a walking stick. See if that helps any. Alright, let's see. Looks like we're making a hard left. And we are descending. Maintain the walkway to minimize danger, I reckon. Awfully considerate of them. There's our blue blazer, so we're on scale. We're on target. There it is. There's a bridge. A bridge out over. Whew. Alright. So it ain't the falls. There's a little babbling brook down there doing its thing. Yeah, it's super steeper coming up here. I'm gonna shut this camera down for a minute and clean my glasses. Alright, so stop to grab a hit of water. It's some work. The grade we're about to go up is pretty steep. Again, very, very non-Florida, if you ask me. But who asked me? What do I know? Just an old redneck from South Florida, who now lives in North Florida. Alright. the pack's heavy. But it's serving a purpose. So no bitching and complaining. If we get to a sitting spot, well, maybe they have a camp area with a bench or something. I'll go through the pack. I might not dump it, but at least show you what the bulk of it. And we'll go from there. I'm gonna have a few more hits of water. I'm gonna throw this beast back on my back and get back to it.